In the middle of all the New York Jets mandatory minicamp drama, they're also trying out several intriguing players that could make a difference on the New York Jets roster. We explain next.
Zoinks! But it is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh Darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rodgers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh Darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been on.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily New York Jets video show, wherever you get your podcast, or quite frankly, live, if you guys prefer that fashion. Facebook, Heavy on Jets, YouTube.com, /BoyGreen25, and Twitter @BoyGreen25 as well. I see Card Cave Central said, oh my God, I didn't see the link for the show today. Went on full panic. We've been doing this for a year and a half, baby, and the only days that we have missed, the only days, is I was at the Hall of Fame, and the hotel I got, their Wi-Fi just went boom, and then we couldn't do it, which sucks. That would have been the coolest one, of course, to do live. So that's the only time that we've had in the last, whatever it is, year and a half, where we have not done a morning show. So that was it. But we're here, baby, and we appreciate all you guys being here. So let's get into, and we'll get into some of this Reddick stuff that's going on as well, because it's interesting. I got a full column on that Reddick story on Heavy on Jets, but I also have a column on what we're talking about right now and all the players the Jets are kicking the tires on. Now, there's a couple. We would have talked about a Jakeem Grant yesterday, but we had Joy Epstein on. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with the senior NFL reporter for Yahoo Sports. That's up on both our live section and our video section. If you didn't see it, talking all things Quantez stickers, or Quant, to get that conversation in. But we would have talked about it. Let's get into it. So first off, let's give a quickie on Jakeem Grant. I love that the Jets are doing their homework on this special teams rule and all the changes. They are dramatic, and we don't know how they're going to affect things. So the Jets not being complacent in that department is incredibly important. So Tariq Cohen, who's already on the 90-man roster, Jakeem Grant, who, again, these players they're trying out, and I'll give you the list here real quick. Here's the full list. There are 6 guys, 3 of note in my mind. It is wide receiver, kick returner, specialist Jakeem Grant, Patrick Elflein, the offensive liner, Corey Luciano, offensive lineman, Ilm Manning, no relation, offensive lineman, and 2 defensive linemen, Jeremy Lewis and Tack McKinley. And 3 of those are highly intriguing to me. I'll tell them real quick, and then we'll go in more detail later. Jakeem Grant, he's a speedster. Former division rival, was there with the Dolphins. Former All-Pro return man, 2-time All-Pro return man. He's very interesting. Tack McKinley's a former first-round pass rusher. He's, of course, interesting. And Pat Elflein, offensive line protection for Aaron Rodgers, is interesting as well. Like I said, we'll get into each of those as well. Good morning to all of you. I see all you guys in here wishing good mornings, and the Boy Green Coffee Club unite. Appreciate you guys all being here. A wonderful community we have. So, again, Jakeem Grant, like it. There's no guarantee that any of these guys are going to be making the roster, any of these 6. They're just trying out this week. But Jakeem Grant is interesting. Why not? We don't know what these rules are going to be. Hell, even some of these guys could make the practice squad even. So a Jakeem Grant, a Tariq Cohen potentially, or what have you. So I like the Jets doing their homework. Jakeem Grant is another guy similar to Tariq Cohen that's had a lot of injury issues over the last couple of years. So that's something to monitor, of course. That's why you're kicking the tires. And Franco, you are right on YouTube. Elflein was with the Jets several years ago. It was back in 2020. He started 6 games. When Alex Lewis, there's a callback for all you guys. When he got hurt, Pat Elflein started the final 6 games of the season for the New York Jets at left guard back in 2020. So it is true. He is a former Jet. And that is going to be awesome. And Jared B, by the way, says his Boy Green coffee mug will be here today. in the mail, and you guys can hit up the Boy Green shop. We got a bunch of new stuff in there. If you'd like to support the show, feel free to do so. There is a link to the shop down below. Look around. There's coffee mugs, there's camping mugs, there's t-shirts, there's hats, there's everything you could possibly look for. Gosh darn banana shirt is in there, and we'll have some more stuff in there as time progresses. So I hope you guys can check that out. So Jakeem Grant, interesting guy, like him. We'll start off with the pass rusher here, Takk McKinley. And the Jets just can't have enough good pass rushers, especially with this Hassan Reddick situation. You need as many as you can possibly get. Now Takk hasn't lived up to the billing as this former first-round draft choice. In 2017, he was the number 26 overall pick in the first round out of UCLA. He's still 28. He's uber talented. There's a lot to like. There's been some flashes in his career in the NFL, 7 years, 20 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 53 quarterback hits, over 98 total tackles, and he's appeared in 64 games and made 27 starts. But the thing that I like is there is some connective tissue. His most recent NFL stop was the Dallas Cowboys. And at that time, when he was with the Cowboys, Dan Quinn was the defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn came from Seattle. That's where Robert Saleh came from. Connective tissue from a defensive schematic standpoint. Dan Quinn, also the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, which is where Jeff Ulbrich was. So again, a lot of connective tissue here for Takk McKinley of knowing the schematics, knowing the scheme, and being able to perhaps jump right in to this defensive line rotation. And more competition, the better. Competition breeds success. When you have other guys fighting for that job, that to me is incredibly compelling. So if anyone can get the juice out of the orange, it is Robert Saleh. It is Jeff Ulbrich. When you give them a talented guy, they figure it out. So I'm rooting for Takk McKinley. So he's interesting. Jakeem Grant's interesting. The most interesting to Okay, trippy wire there. The most interesting to me, that added some dramatic pause. I appreciate that little technical glitch happening right there for a second. The most interesting to me is the one we just talked about, who was here with the Jets earlier. That is Pat Elflein, the interior offensive lineman. That to me is the sneakiest need still left on this Jets roster. We could talk about safety. Marcus May went off the board. He goes to the Dolphins. They're just collecting former Jets. It's very weird. But, fans could say, oh boy, we need another safety. Oh wow, we need another one of these. What we really need is a backup center, man. That's what we really need. And a guy that I would love to see is Pat Elflein, who has history at center, he has history at guard, and he would be a nice guy to kick the tires on. He's 29 years of age. He's been in the NFL for 7 years. During that time, he's appeared in 65 games, has made 64 starts. For basically his entire career, he's been a starter. I ended up counting up all the snaps on PFF. He has over 2,600 career snaps at center and 1,300 and change at left guard. And also, he was for a cup of coffee at right guard too, 52 career snaps. The most important thing to me is center, but it's cool that he has some legitimate experience at left guard too. I just want another guy behind Joe Tippmann. And a lot of people would say that they just want Connor McGovern back, which I see immediately. Jared B. mentions that in there, and a lot of people mention that in the article. For whatever reason, the Jets are not really looking at Connor McGovern right now. I can't explain it. I don't know the answer to that question. But whether it's Connor McGovern, whether it's Pat Elflein, whoever it is, I want another center in that room, and that would be spectacular. If we can find a way to make sure we do it. So again, Pat Elflein is a guy they're kicking the tires on. He's got experience all over the offensive line on the interior. He's played for 4 different teams, including that Jets team back in 2020, which again, he filled in for an injured Alex Lewis for the final 6 games of that season at left guard. I would love to see it. You just can't be complacent in this league, and you have to, prepare for the best and hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Expect the worst, basically, is that you have to be prepared. Joe Douglas has to be prepared for the doomsday scenario, which obviously happened last year in a different way, but you need to make sure you do that. So those 3 guys are interesting. Again, no guarantee any of them make the roster, but they did tickle my fancy, and they are some interesting guys, quite frankly, that I'd like to see get a little bit of action, perhaps even get signed. That would be wonderful. Add them to the 90-man, and let's check back at training camp and see what these cats are doing. So they all intrigue me in a variety of ways. All right, let's answer some of your comments, and I'll open up the phone lines here. Actually, I'll open up the phone lines and I'll answer your comments at the same time. I'll try to hit multiple birds with a singular stone, which seems kind of grotesque, but we'll do what we can do here on the show. All right, let me throw that in there real quick. All right, and appreciate all the growing subscriber count. So I really appreciate you guys doing that for me. Thank you very much. Video link to call in. I will drop this in here. Let's go. There it is. It is now in the comment section, and it is now the pinned message on YouTube. If you're watching on any one of our other services, we got a couple hundred people in the room right now, heavy on Jets, YouTube, Twitter. You have to be on YouTube to be able to call into the show for a variety of categories. All right. The link for the merch, mother_effing_chew, is in our YouTube description. If you go down into the description, you should see where it says live. Boy Green reacts to interesting list of players. You can read more. That's the article. And then get the latest merch from the Boy Green shop right here. And there's a direct link. But I will also put that right now in the chat for people that wants to see it. All right, let me see here. One moment. Let me put that in there. And there you go. Let's see if this works here. Yep, that should be that kerfluffle. Actually, that doesn't look right. All right, 1 second here. Let me grab it. It is in the YouTube description, but let me also, I will give you guys a simpler link to click on and visit if you'd like. Okay, let me see. Beep boop bop, and there it is. I just threw it in there, guys. You guys can check it out. That is the comment, the latest comment in there. It's not pinned. That is the link to join the show. But if you guys would like, that right there is your link to hit up the shop. Feel free to do so. It's also in the YouTube description. If you guys would like to check it out, feel free to do so. All right, let me get to some of your comments. Like I said, the phone lines are also now open if you'd like to call into the show and talk about anything, whether it's these players, Jets minicamp, one of the storylines we didn't get to yesterday, or what have you. Feel free. Alan asked, did the Jets really think that Reddick was going to play out his deal without bitching and complaining? Please. Well, that's to me the twist, which we'll go to Connor Hughes on that one. Connor Hughes, let me make sure I wrote this article as well. This will be posting up on Facebook later. Here is what Connor Hughes' new intel said. Okay, because, well, before I say that, let me just say this. That a lot of people gave the Jets crap, like, boy, like, how did they not know this was coming? Like, that's why he left the Eagles. Here's Connor Hughes' take. He was on SNY TV yesterday, and here's what he said about the Reddick situation. Quote, what is interesting about this current situation is that when the Jets traded for Hassan Reddick, they made it very clear to him that they were not going to redo his contract before the year. He was going to play out on this deal, and they were going to reassess where things were after the season. If Reddick played as the Jets expected him to, he was going to get that mega money extension either from the Jets, which the Jets were hoping for, or elsewhere. Reddick was on board with that, so much so that multiple sources inside the building who talked to Reddick said that he told them that his plans were to attend the offseason program and minicamp. Well, something changed, obviously, between now and then because he has skipped all the offseason programs and now he's a no-show for minicamp. So it's absolutely something worth monitoring moving forward because the Jets really have no idea when Reddick is going to show up, end quote. If that's true, what Connor Hughes says, they're trading for him. They're like, hey, Reddick, just so you know, you're playing out this deal. We're not doing anything. We're not giving you that extension. We're playing this out. He's like, okay. And if he agrees to it, then, I mean, I guess you can go against your word. The only thing that Connor Hughes also included in there's a potential for the Jets to do a little bit of a sweetener package, but nothing crazy to give you a few incentives to potentially to earn. But if Reddick agreed to that, are the Jets crazy? Did we really think that? Well, if he agreed to it, then they have every right to think it, I would imagine. So that was a conversation they apparently had, according to Connor Hughes. So we'll have to see. Yeah, Reddick will not be there. We have NY Flight Jets talk. Zoinks! They had Thomas Morstead on the show yesterday. Pretty cool. I saw that. Thomas Morstead saying, hey, I'll light some people up. He doesn't want to see, he said it on his show, like he doesn't want to light people up. He hopes that the other guys do their jobs, but he's not afraid of contact. Thomas Morstead. Check out that interview. That was a good chat. JETS, jet, baby. Let's Yeah, let's get that in there, baby. Damn straight. Damn straight. All right, let's see here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, we'll go to the phone lines as I'm going through all these comments section. We'll go on right over to Johnny Boy here in the program. What's up, Johnny?
Oh my God, Aaron Rodgers did not show up for camp.
The drama.
Hassan Reddick is not there. The
Yeah.
season is over, bro.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I've
done.
heard. That's what I heard on social media yesterday. It's
I
tough.
just
We
I
got
just
so
don't know
excited
what
for this.
I just don't know what to do. Like, he got paid all this money just to not show up.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Yeah. Season's over. I don't even know what we're going to talk about now every day on Boy Green Daily moving forward. I'm not sure. Gonna have to
What
scrap.
should we do? What should we do?
2025 draft. Get those mock drafts ready, I guess.
I think
Just
so,
over.
man. Look, man, I am not concerned whatsoever. I mean, look, Hassan Reddick, we all know what he is, right? He's a hired gun. I mean, if he doesn't show up, it is what it is. Like, in the defense is the only part of this entire organization that I am not worried about, because I honestly believe that's the best side of the ball that we play with, right? To me, it's a non-story. Like, I mean, could it be some news for like one just drive, some drama to put on there or something off the wall like that? It's a possibility. I mean, I don't know. We're all counting on Will McDonald to be that guy, right? I mean, you guys saw him. He came back a lot bigger. He looks a lot faster. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know, man. Dude, it's nuts on how people are blowing up the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Yeah. Pretty
After
crazy.
Dude said, hey, look, I got this really big thing that I got going on. I was there during voluntary OTAs. I've been there through every single thing. Just the narrative that gets painted, man, for the clicks is crazy to me, dude. But,
Sad.
Yeah. But I'm just worried. I just don't know what to do, bro. Like, it's just nuts to me. And, Boy Green, help us. Please. Like, we're off the edge almost, man. We're about to fall off of it.
That's true.
Ricky, if you're out there, you gotta let us know what to do, bro. I mean, Alan, my uncle, where you guys at this morning?
It's a good
Boy
point.
Green. Yo, the Woody and you yesterday was dope. If you guys missed out on it, you guys got to catch it.
That's true.
You guys had me dying yesterday, bro. So I was rolling while listening to that while I was working. So
that's funny. No, I'm glad. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting, man.
Hey, of course, man. All day, every day. But yeah, dude. So, question, Boy Green.
Sure.
What do we do? I mean, is the season over? Please let us know, man. Are we gonna have to start wearing that damn letter opener sign now?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Start wearing, right?
Do I got to start wearing that in public where they're like, "What is that?" You don't want to know, and just
Exactly.
keep walking down the street. Yeah.
All right, brother.
Thanks,
Appreciate
pal.
you, man.
Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know how we've gone 18 minutes through this Boy Green Daily. I've not referenced the Aaron Rodgers bailing on his teammates, skipping out on mandatory minicamp. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. If you guys know, we have our morning people here in the audience, but we do have an afternoon show every Tuesday, Thursday, live at 3 o'clock. Thursdays, we have a special guest. So it's me and Woody that are doing the show, and we have a special guest on top of that on Thursdays at 3 o'clock. And then Tuesdays, it's me and Woody going back and forth. And this is the last week of like pure straight up content that's scheduled, because again, we have mandatory minicamp. Sala's going to speak again today, and we have all that jazz. But then we're going to have the 40-day gap until training camp. So that'll be very, very interesting from that perspective to see what happens. But again, on the Rodgers thing, would I preferred him to be there? Of course. Why wouldn't we want him there? But the fact that he was there for all the voluntary when he didn't have to be, and he happens to be missing this 2-day mandatory minicamp, they gave the Jets a big heads up on, said, hey, I'm not going to be there. I got some super massa importante. And it is what it is. Now, it's an inexcused absence, as Salah said, and that's the thing that handled the drama. Like normal, Salah could have handled things better by he knew this was coming, so he could have just been a little bit more clear and concise on his answer and left a lot to be interpreted if he just would have said everything's good with Rodgers. He's not going to be here. He told us he wasn't going to be there. It's good to go. And more reps for everybody else. Something of that nature that would have cleaned everything up. But because of how he said it, left it for interpretation. Pat McAfee making fun of it on his show. Again, the point is that it's just a June story. And a lot of people are saying bad optics, horrible teammate, cancer, all this other crap, and it is what it is. Okay. So there are people that just are polarized by Aaron Rodgers, like on the good side of like everything he does is the greatest thing since sliced bread, or on the other side of like, oh my gosh, this guy is a scumbag, and all I need is any excuse to do it. Up, look, skipping out on his teammates. This guy's all in football BS and all that other stuff. So the fact of the matter is, I'm not worried about it. I would have loved for him to be here. He's not here, but it's all right. He was here for the voluntary when he didn't have to be, and he wasn't there for any of the voluntary stuff over the last handful of years with the Green Bay Packers, and he's been there for the Jets. Now, he left himself open to some jokes on what this all-important event is. I have not discovered whatever this thing is, but I'd be curious. You guys can give us some, answers on what you believe this Aaron Rodgers event is. I'd love to hear that. And again, you guys, the 400 people that are in the room, like the video, hit subscribe. Also, you guys can use the YouTube Super Chat feature. Guarantee your comment gets answered here on the show. Again, much ado about nothing, in my opinion. Again, it's not going to affect him in wins and losses in September. And this is more reps for Tyrod, which, quite frankly, great. Let's get Tyrod reps. Let's see. The good news, I talked about this on the Woody show yesterday, that, when you had Zach Wilson there, he's skipping rocks. So it was ruining reps for other players because we couldn't fully evaluate the defense when Zach Wilson pegs a fan in the stands. When you have Tyrod Taylor as a professional quarterback who can get the ball where it needs to go, everyone is on their toes and everyone's getting reps. I think that's the most important piece of the puzzle. So let's see Tyrod Taylor get some action as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's go to Alan for some NBA talk. Boy, Ray, what the F is going on with Porzingis? Dude is never healthy. We'll see if he plays through it. That'll be a big question. Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. Yeah, he has a rare injury, and I can attempt to say the medical terminology, but long story short, he has a leg injury of some kind. A lot of people in Beantown believe he can play through it. We'll see if that is indeed true. So TBD. Celtics are up 2-0. Porzingis has been awesome. The Celtics plus or minus is a lot higher when he's on the court than when he's not on the court. So they would love it. They'd love to see him, and so would I. He's been spectacular. We'll see if he can, though. I like Al Horford, though. Sometimes he could get a little choppy, start getting into the 30, 40s on minute time, and he could get a sluggish Al Horford, so you got to be a little careful with that. Matthias says, we all have to get Boy Green coffee mugs. Please do. Again, this is the Boy Green Daily Coffee Club. That's what you guys are. That's the community. So please, if you could show your support and send me pictures when you guys get this stuff, please feel free on social media to tag me, and I'll reshare it to my Instagrams or Facebooks or Twitters or what have you. So, yeah, if you guys end up getting the gear, you can feel free to tag me. I'd love to see it. So, yes, I want to see it on social media. Those, again, YouTube description. Boy Green coffee mugs, which I believe is like a ceramic coffee mug. There's also like a camping mug, which is more metal, whichever you prefer. That is there. Good morning, Harvey. Good morning, pal. Matthias says they will work this out with Reddick either way. It's not a win. Yeah, I do believe that they're going to figure this out. They got this 40-day gap of time to figure out all the details. So I'm not worried yet. But if we start creeping into training camp, that's where I'm going to be like, ugh, because then it's a storyline. And I just want to make sure he's ready to go for the season. And there's a difference between being in shape and being in football shape. As a former football player, I can tell you that straight up. Khalil, what changed? They didn't like the idea of being a one-year rental piece. Well, that was the change. They told him that straight up. That's what he was going to be. So I don't understand the change from then to now, unless he played cute and said, I'm getting my new deal. And then it's awkward, but I don't know. Allen says Reddick sees a 2-year, $49 million deal at $48 million guaranteed that Daniil Hunter signed, and that opened his eyes. Plus, a bunch of other guys. Bosa's gotten paid. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of big boys that have been paid. But if you think about it, to Nick Bosa's $34 million per year, to Hassan Reddick's, let's just round it out to $15 million per year, which is a salary. It's a $20 million difference, essentially. And he's like, whoa, I want some of that scratch. And we'll see if they end up doing it. Aaron Rodgers should stay until and bubble wrap until we play. So yeah, that's another factoid. Isn't that kind of good that old Aaron Rodgers isn't? So there's no risk of injury. I don't know what he's doing, so maybe there is some risk of injury or whatever God's green earth he's doing. But that's a good point too. So that should be fun. Jared B says, what's the big thing that's bigger than the leader of the team not showing up? Now, yeah, optically, I can understand what Jared B you're saying here on YouTube. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's hard for me to judge on something we don't know what it is. Again, that somehow this thing would have kept him away from the facilities for 2 days of mandatory minigame. They even reduced it from 3 days to 2. What could possibly have been happening? I don't know. That I can't. I love that phrasing. Mother_effing Chew says, did the Jets even have the cabbage to pay Reddick? They do. It would have to be a backloaded deal, which could complicate things, as Woody was fearful of yesterday on the show. The 2022 draft class is eligible to be paid next year, so the backloaded deal could sneak into that money, which is what scares everybody. But they do have the cabbage. They got plenty of money next year, 100%. Aaron is not a problem. I see that. Danny in real life. Keep that same energy you had when Diggs didn't show up to Bills camp last year. It's different when it's your team, though, right? You know, the thing with Stephon Diggs, which is interesting, Bills fans always tried to, I don't want to say always tried to defend him, but there was a lot of hey, everyone on the outside always says Stephon Diggs and there's some beef with Josh Allen. Well, obviously there was one because he ends up getting traded this year and the Bills pay more for him to be not on the team than on the team. And there seemed to be some awkwardness and contract or whatever the hell was going on over there. At least, here's the difference, Danny. And I'm glad that you bring this up. Danny is a big Buffalo Bills fan on our Twitter account who's chiming in. Sean McDermott, when Stephon Diggs skipped out, he was there and then left, he said he was concerned about Stephon Diggs just skipping out of town. Saleh didn't say he was concerned that Rodgers isn't here, and he actually said during the presser yesterday that it's more beneficial for Tyrod to be getting these reps than a loss for Rodgers to not getting these reps. So your coach is the one that started that fire, not me. So it's not just different that the Jets are hey, mandatory minicamp, Hassan Reddick, him not being there. I would have liked him there, but that's where some of the drama is. But no, the Stephon Diggs thing, a little bit different when your coach is the one that lit it on fire. He's supposed to be this really great coach, and there he said, yeah, I'm concerned. He's got no one to blame but himself for that, I'd say. But there's plenty of people that skipping mandatory minicamp. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins. There's plenty of players that are skipping mandatory minicamp. It's not just the Jets or any of these teams. It's a lot of teams. Saleh is too honest? No, definitely not. Because he had Saleh's had plenty of pressers yesterday. He's yeah, I spoke to Reddick. Well, what'd you talk about? I can't talk about that. There's a lot of things he just avoided. So was it a contract issue? He's I can't say that for sure. That's a Joe Douglas question. So not too honest. I don't think that's it. I don't know. I don't know what I could diagnose if I was a doctor. What is it? I don't think it's an honesty thing because he lies all the time, to be honest with you. Injuries where it's Jared B, yeah, he's looking great for Sunday and his leg exploded the previous week. So yeah, honesty is not, that is definitely not it. No. I'd have to think of the right word to describe it, but it would not be honesty. It would not. Plant medicine convention. Okay, there you go. That could be it. Taylor Swift fan club meetup. Interesting. The Crystal Convention. All right. You guys are getting some good ones here. Let's see. There you go. Darren says Sal's too busy working on the offense to prepare for press conferences. That's a good one. That's funny. The pint glass looks cool. Yeah, I got the pint glass here, actually, on the Boy Green shop. Here it is. Boom. That one's been there for a while, the Boy Green pint glass. Very nice. Very nice pint glass. I like it a lot. It's right here. Very nice. The logo comes off nice. Good glass. I like having some drinks on the rocks. Very nice. It's a nice pint glass. I highly recommend it for those who want to check that out. So yes, pint glass looks cool. It is cool. They're on the Boy Green shop. Oh yeah, Tua. Yeah, Tua's fat now. Jets Afterburners podcast. A caller in Jake's show said Rodgers had a charity golf outing. If he did, you would think there's pictures and videos. Jets Afterburners podcast. If that's true, you would think there's a million people that even if Rodgers didn't want to take the picture or videos, that you saw him go boop boop, and then be out on the internet, which I haven't seen yet. So, yeah, that would be interesting if it was. Let's see. David Hall Jr. asks, is there any way we could put special play calls in the playbook the same way Kansas City does it? Sure. Well, that'll be a little bit on Nathaniel Hackett, which is concerning, but yeah, let's see. And to be honest, special plays and packages are cool, but I really just want to see basic offense first, and then we could start learning Guatemalan. You know what I mean? I just want to see Rodgers throwing touchdown passes in normal offensive sets, and then, let's get creative as the season goes on. That's my take on the whole thing. It's only June. That's right. Jared asks, why didn't the Jets excuse R's absence? So I've done a lot of research on this, Jared, talking to people around the league and all kinds of things. And the answer that I got is this. The belief is if the Jets excuse this absence for Aaron Rodgers thing, again, I still don't know what it is, but if one of you guys can confirm the golf charity outing thing, let me know. But if they excused this, I don't want to say ridiculous, but if it's not like a medical thing, like he's like, I have a doctor's appointment. Okay, that's excused. Clearly, Aaron Rodgers has to go to this doctor's appointment. Fine. But if it's like he's going to a concert, I have no idea what it is. They can't excuse that because if wind breaks free of what Rodgers was there for, every other player is going to make up a reason. Okay, I got my kid's bar mitzvah to go to. That's where you could get in very, very murky water. So that is why I believe it wasn't excused because despite the fact he told them in advance, it seems like that it's, I don't know what the right way to say it is, but it's just not a thing that you can't excuse. It's like a choice thing. He wants to go have fun doing whatever it is, but the Jets can't excuse it. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We've got Edward Ziff, EZ here on the program. What's up, Ed?
How you doing, Paul?
Excellent, man.
Well, this whole thing with Hassan Reddick and with Aaron Rodgers, I don't have a problem with. He's been there every practice you could possibly have. He's all about the team. He shows up at Ranger games, Islander games, Knick games. I mean, I don't know what more the guy could do. He just wanted to do something personal, and it just happened to fall on some, mandatory days, and fuck it. He's like, all right, I'll pay the fine, and I'm just going to go and have something fun.
Yeah, and by the way, he has the money to do so. He is, and that's another thing a lot of people freaked out about, that he is Rodgers being subject to fines. He was fined $16,000 for missing day one, and about $33,000 and change if he skips today, which I imagine he would. Why would he only skip one day? That doesn't make any sense.
They'll make it up to him in spades. I promise you that.
Oh,
this is just a ledger thing that they have to do because it's mandatory OTA.
Correct. Yeah, and I think they have to find everyone that doesn't show up. Correct. Yep.
Now, Reddick, on the other hand, he's just being a dick. He knows the Jets are going to make a deal with him. Now, my feeling is if you just want him as a one-year mercenary, what you do is you simply hold on a second. I'm getting feedback. Let me pull the earpiece off.
Yeah, sure. That's okay.
All right. My feeling is if Reddick wanted time off, that should have been cleared. But the thing is, if you're going to do a mercenary thing 1 year, just give them $4 or $5 million in incentives and say rock and roll. And at the end of the year, you can either walk with honors, proving to everybody that you're an animal, or we can work out a deal with you.
Exactly. And I think that's the ultimate win-win. That's what I'm pounding the table for right now. That's what I hope they do, quite frankly. I don't know if I'll be upset if they give him, again, some of the deals we've been talking about in the chat, 2 years, this or that, and we have this awesome pass rusher for the next couple of years. That's fine, too. But if it was up to me, the optimal is the incentive package, sweetener deal, and, like, let's rock and roll.
The good faith move would have been for him to show up to OTAs, though.
True. Yeah, to blow off all of voluntary OTAs, all of mandatory minicamp, and then
or even if he showed up at one.
Yeah, something.
Even if he showed up at one, just as or to make a public statement saying a deal is in the works with Joe Douglas, and my lawyers and my agents have told me because of contracts and stuff, just don't show up and everything's going happening.
Right? Yeah, that would have been nice. It would have been a nice good faith message, but he ignored it. He was just doing a camp in New Jersey over this past weekend, and someone approached him and said, "Hey, you showed up to minicamp." He just declined all interviews, just walked away. So.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I don't understand these guys. They're under contract.
Yes.
I mean, but basically all this proves is a contract's only worth what the paper it's written on.
Apparently, right. There's no loyalty on either side. Certainly not for the teams. They cut players all the time out of bonuses and things of that nature. And then on the players of like, they signed a deal and like, whoa, I outplayed this deal. And the team's like, so what? You signed it. So yeah, it gets pretty hairy quickly.
The other thing is teams can be vindictive if they want. They can say, okay, sit out. We're not going to pay you this year. We're not going to put you on the 53-man roster. We're not going to pay you. And we can say because you did this, we can do that. So he's risking $15 million.
100%. He 100% is. It's non-guaranteed. So he's risking all of it. And that's a bold move, Cotton, especially since he apparently wants to get paid and have a wonderful rest of his NFL career. And he needs the Jets to be able to do that.
I do think it's all going to work out, though. I really do.
I do too.
It's just posturing. And besides, these guys, especially a guy like Reddick, he's a seasoned pro. He knows how to work out. He knows how to do all this. Now, if it was a rookie, like sometimes you draft these rookies and they don't want to show up and be assholes, they're the ones that are going to get hurt.
Yeah, right, 100%. So hopefully, again, everyone, we just have this nice little mini camp today. We enjoy this 40-day break. And by the time we all gather, rally around for training camp, Reddick's back, and everyone's good to go.
And remember one other thing. You're in the media.
Yeah.
And the media, even you, you want your clicks.
Yeah.
and, so you got to kind of, finagle it a little bit.
Yes. True. Guilty as charged.
Right. Anyway, how's your family? How's your girlfriend doing? Your fiance?
Yeah.
How's she doing?
Oh yeah, everyone's doing great. It'll be nice next week. We've got some weird days off at the station, so I'll get to spend more time at home. So that's wonderful. So yeah, it's beautiful. Enjoying the summer, man. It's great.
Oh yeah, I just can't wait. I live down here in Raleigh, which is kind of in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. So it's kind of hard for me. I don't really get up to see Jet games. I really wanted to go see the opening day game, but there's no way I can get up there for just a one game thing. It's just too messed up.
All right. Well, if you can, that'd be awesome, because that's the game we're looking at right now for myself. My old man, he looks like he might be able to go Woody. The Jets home opener, Week 3, Thursday Night Football, Patriots. That's the one we're trying to circle. We're trying to rally.
My birthday is the first week of December. Are they playing home that first week in December?
That's a good question. Let me quickly look that up real quick. Let's see here. Okay, so the first week of December would be yes, that's Sunday, December 1st. They play Seattle. And then they're on the road the next 2 weeks, December 8th and December 15th. It's back-to-back road games in Florida, Miami, Jacksonville. So, yeah, that Sunday, December 1st, they do play at home against the Seahawks coming off the bye, 1 o'clock.
Let's see if we can work something out. First off, it's a Sunday 1 o'clock game, which is perfect. I could fly up, and then after the game, I can fly back. They got the train that takes you right to LaGuardia or Newark, and actually the train takes you right to Newark, and then I can fly back to RDU Airport.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so that one could be fun.
2 years ago, my niece got married on October 29th or 30th or something, and I was up for that Patriots game where they wore black.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at section 103, and I watch Michael Carter II intercept that ball, and he's running right at me. And I'm sitting there going, come to Papa. Come to Papa. 17-3 at halftime. Come to Papa. The curse is lifted.
Franklin Myers.
Oh, that wasn't even a dirty hit.
That still kills me because then this Patriots streak and all this other crap is over. That was at MetLife. The Jets have lost 8 straight overall to the Patriots at MetLife, so I can't wait for that Week 3 game. But yeah, that pick 6, that would have flipped the game completely, and the Jets end up losing. Brutal.
But
painful.
see if we can work something out that December 1st game.
All right.
People up there, because that's a game that a lot of people from out of town can go to.
Sure.
Because it's a 1:00 Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll look at that one.
And I would appreciate if you also get together with Green Bean and some of the other guys that and because that would be perfect for the out of towners to come up. I can't do Thursday nights.
Yeah,
it's a school night.
Understandable. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's a wild one. But we'll look into that. Thanks, Easy, for the call. Appreciate you, pal. And also shout out to Tio. I appreciate the YouTube super chat in here. Have a happy Father's Day to one of the best New York Jets content fathers and sons around. Yeah, it's crazy to now be on the verge of a second child for Father's Day. It holds special meaning. There's no doubt about it. Me and my dad, our Father's Day tradition, we'll get back to the phone lines, plenty of callers in there, is the Father's Day tradition is me and my dad don't do something on Father's Day necessarily. We'll call each other and do all that stuff, but we do a sporting event later in the year. And it's like a Father's Day thing that we just go to a sporting event. My dad will have to tell one of those stories one of these times about that tradition and how that's all kind of come together. But that's normally our bag. All right, let's see who's next here. All right, let's go to Hep here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, friends, how you doing, bud?
Excellent, pal.
Great. As far as Rodgers is concerned, I mean, we spoke about that the other day. The guy gave up what, $30 million?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you're gonna bust his nut for, I understand what you have to do. You have to have appearances and do what you have to do, but give the guy a couple of days. I mean, come on now.
100%.
As far as Reddick goes, I would just say keep him for the year, give him incentives like we were talking about, and then we'll hit the market next year and see if we need someone or develop someone from the inside out.
100%. Yeah, because I hope in a perfect world you have Jermaine and Will McDonald next year in 2025 as your starters, and Reddick hopefully just brought you to a championship or something. He's getting paid some crazy money as a 30, soon to be 31-year-old from another team. Sign me up.
Exactly, and we got to sign the big four.
Of course,
we got to sign those guys. Sauce and Wilson and Jermaine and Breeze. Those are the guys we really need to have. Those are our
long term. I agree.
And that's all. I'll see you guys.
All right. Thanks, Hep. Thanks for tuning in. I agree. Hired mercenary. Let's go kick some ass and let's, keep the core 4 intact. I think that's what we're all looking for. No doubt about it. All right. Let's go to our next caller here. NY Jets FL here on the show with a beautiful blue sky. Look at that. That's nice.
Paul, good morning.
Oh, wow. There he is. Okay. Nice.
Sorry.
Hey, what's up, pal?
I'm working as usual. Good morning.
Yeah.
Edward Ziff should be like the event planning committee, because that guy's got so many ideas about games to go to. But I understand his point. It's hard to get up for these night games. I'm actually going to try to get up for the home opener if possible.
Well, I'm telling you right now, it's not official yet because once it is, we'll be promoting the heck out of it. But we are pushing it over the 50-yard line with all the people I'm talking to and everything. It looks like Jets-Patriots home opener is going to happen for me, my old man to be there, Woody, and a bunch of other people, and hopefully a bunch of you guys. And I'll be reaching out to you guys, too, to see who else and everybody that can go there. I'd love to organize something with everybody.
Gotcha. That'd be awesome. Also, really wanted your opinion on your appearance on the Bobby Show. A self-reflective. It was kind of a interesting mishmash of commentary. What do you have, Paul?
Yeah, that is one way to put it. So I did. So I'm subscribed to Bobby's channel, as all you guys should be. Bobby Woodruff. You guys can subscribe. And I saw the live come up, and I'm like, oh, Bobby's on right now. I'm like looking around. I'm like, I just did a show, but all right, sure. Let me go hop on over there. And wow, like I said, it was just an orgy of content happening there.
Literally.
Yeah, quite frankly, of like 8 or 9 people live and a lot of hoopla going on. I saw King Lowski in there and a bunch of all these people that were in there. I was like, whoa, baby. Okay, here we go. And I really wasn't sure. I'm like, what are they going to be talking about at whatever time on insert day? That'll be interesting. And wow, there was just there's a lot going on there. So I think Bobby is doing a wonderful job with the program. There's no doubt about it. It's creative, it's unique, and that is a experience I'm never going to forget for the rest of my life.
That's a great way to say it, Paul. Paul, I'm down with Reddick 1 year.
Okay.
With incentives, and like I think I agree with Edward at this point. If he wants to go, I'll give him 2 years if he wants it. But if he wants to go 1 year and see what happens, we can do. You get to 10 sacks, you get $5 million. You get to the Pro Bowl, you get $3 million. I don't know, whatever it is. Give him his base, what he wants, and just add on the incentives.
I think that's the best way to do it. Protect yourself and also give him a little bit of skin to get back in the game. If that's what we need to do, fine. So be it. Let's do it. Let's just get him in camp. I don't want him missing time in training camp. But we're getting to mid-August and all these other things of like, oh, man, when is he going to finally get here? Again, I go back to that Revis holdout story where Rex Ryan and company were able to finally bring him in. We had Hard Knocks all over it. And like days before that Ravens opener, he came in. And Darrell was awesome and he was great. But like, not everyone is Revis and could come back immediately. They could get injured. Anything could happen. So I'd prefer this situation be cleared right before training camp, hopefully.
I agree, Paul. That's all I got. I'm sure you have other callers, so I'll be around.
All right. Thanks, pal. I appreciate you. All right. Let's go next here on the program. Let's go to Ricky New York here on the program. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's happening, Paul?
Hey, what's going on, man?
It's weird that Reddick had was aware of the situation and everything was copacetic, and those conversations took place prior to the trade. So
right. That's what I'm saying. That's a part where Connor Hughes said that changes everyone's perception. Everyone is clowning on the Jets saying, oh, what an idiot. They took on the Eagles contract issues. If what Connor Hughes says is true, the Jets told him, hey, buddy, we'll trade for you. But just so you know, we're not adjusting that contract. It is what it is. And the only thing they'll do is maybe an incentive package. But besides that, we're not giving you this big term extension. And apparently Reddick agreed and then told people in the building, can't wait. This is great. And then something happened. Like, I don't know, man. It seems like the Jets were in the right.
Yeah, I'm wondering what happened. That's just really curious. Like,
yeah.
I mean, right after we traded for him, I tweeted something like, was pissed that Huff left, but, I'm glad to know we're not going to have a drop-off in production, something. And he liked the tweet. Like, so,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was interacting with Jets fans, like, right after the trade. Like, so I'm wondering what exactly happened. But I'll get back to that in a minute. But
sure.
I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
When Tom Brady left New England and he went to Tampa,
mm-hmm.
how many mandatory days did Tom Brady miss in Tampa Bay?
That's a good question. I do not know. No.
11.
Wow.
And nobody said a damn word about it. But Aaron Rodgers misses 2, and he's a bad guy. It just kind of shows you some of the media bias that's out there.
That's fair.
But as far as Reddick goes, I get it. You've done the job. You've had the production. You want more money. Join the crowd, buddy. I know the feeling. I get it. But let me say this about that.
Okay.
If you think it's hard, right? If he thinks it's hard right now to get paid being a 30-year-old coming off of multiple double-digit sack seasons,
mm-hmm.
just wait until you're 31 years old. You've been out for a whole year, and all that great production is more than a full season behind you.
That's
and
a
see
fair
how hard
point.
it is to get paid then.
Yeah, might be a little more difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have any leverage. The leverage is all with the Jets. best case scenario, yeah, sweeten the pot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do with Reddick? We already know what to do with Reddick is already there. The blueprint is the Tyron Smith contract.
Yes, yeah, great deal for the Jets.
Heavy incentives. You know what? If you think you're that great, prove it.
Exactly. Right. And then you could get your money, which is what Tyron has. If Tyron, he reaches all those incentives, he's going to be one of the highest paid offensive tackles in football.
Exactly. And like I said, I think that's the blueprint to what to do with Reddick.
I love it.
Maybe take some of these fines that he might get for missing time, whatever. Make that a nice little signing bonus. Throw some incentives in there, and then wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You put up, you get paid.
Yeah, I love
it. If not, well. At any rate, that's my take on the whole situation.
All right.
Have a great day, Paul.
All right, you too, Ricky. Thank you. All right, let's go. First off, I see this question from Jets Afterburners podcast. Paul, do you regret the Jets trade for him? Hell no. He's better than Bryce Huff, so I'm all for it. Yes, sign me up, and let's see what happens ultimately in training camp. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got a young viewer, Rye Dog, joining us here on the program. Let's go to Rye Dog here on the show. What's up, Rye Dog?
Hey, Paul. My dad said that I was going to meet you and your dad at the home opener.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, your dad seems like a nice guy. Yeah. What is Johnny? Is Johnny your dad or what? Yeah, I don't know, Papa, or I don't know what you call him, but
Johnny Boy.
Oh, Johnny Boy. There you go, Johnny Boy, Papa Pup. There you go. Yeah, he's there. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait, Rye. That's awesome. How old are you?
I am 9.
9. And are you a big Jets fan?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give us a JETS Jets chant?
Yes.
Okay.
JETS Jets.
There we go, Rye Dog. Your dad has raised you right. There's no question about it. It will be super fun. And yeah, Jets Patriots home opener, prime time. I can't wait for the season. That's going to be so cool.
Yes, it is.
And by the way, where are you headed? School or something? Where are you going?
We're at the school parking lot.
Oh, okay. Well, it's June, right? Well, like, wait, where are you guys from? Like Virginia or something? Are you even in school anymore? Or is it summer break? What's going on?
On Friday, we have early dismissal.
Oh, and then you're clear for the summer.
And it's Johnny Boy's birthday.
Johnny Boy's birthday. How old is he turning? What is he, 21? How old is he turning? Oh yeah, that's private info. That's okay. Yeah, we could keep that on the DL. We could keep that on the DL, Ride Dog. We'll just keep that between me and you. Yeah, we won't tell anybody about Papa's age share. That's okay. But Ride Dog, it's about time. It's great to have you on the show. First time caller, hopefully not last time. It's great to have you on the program.
Yes, it is.
All right, great. Well, you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of school, and hopefully you have a. Okay, I got to watch my language here. Have a kick patookie summer. Just really enjoy the heck out of it.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll see you later, Ride Dog.
Bye.
See ya. Okay, Ride Dog joining us on the program. Okay, what a brilliant viewer on the program. No question about it. All right, let's go back to the phone lines from a new caller to an old veteran. B-Mac joins us here on the show. What's up, B-Mac?
Hey, Boy Paul Green. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to have you back on the show, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a vet yet, but you know.
Oh, okay. I don't want to throw that around. You could see it. I mean, like right here, I got silver whiskers. They are in the beard now, so it is quite clear. I don't know if I can. Yeah, they're on both sides now. I'm getting the silvers, so I'm getting up there. I'm trying to throw that on everybody else now, but yeah, I'm getting old.
Yeah. First of all, this whole Rodgers fiasco now on social media, and like we knew this was coming. Like like every little thing that Rodgers does or says it's gonna be like World War II. You know what I mean? So, I'm not. I mean, I kind of wish he was there, so it would. So just to avoid this, you know, this shit show we be seeing on Twitter and the
Sure.
media
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It just saves everybody a headache. But yeah, it's his right. Who knows what he's missing OTAs for? He could be missing OTAs for, I don't know. It could be a wedding, maybe. I don't know. Could be some. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
I mean,
You just said super important event. That's all we know.
I mean, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's none of our business. I mean, the man do have a life, so
Yeah.
God
It's summer.
bless him.
Everyone deserves some days off. Sure. Yeah.
But now people are saying, are using his own words against him. He's saying, well, the distractions got
Yeah, flush all the BS out the door. I saw a lot of people bringing that back on the program.
Yeah,
I saw that.
what's your take on that?
My take is this. I know Rodgers says a lot of stuff that's on football. My take has always been for this show, and I'll tell you during COVID, I've been doing my Radio Jet show before it turned into this for like 10 years. And during those 10 years, plus everything else, there have been times where non-related football things have come up in the Jets universe. And I start all of those shows the same, saying, guys, those are interesting things. If you want to talk about them, there's plenty of shows that talk about that kind of stuff, whether it's politics or God knows whatever else happens in the universe. But I said on this show, I won't be talking about that kind of stuff. This is a Jets football show that will do fun other stuff, like sometimes are the crazy movie references and all kinds of other stuff that happens. And I'm game for all that stuff. But, any of the serious non-football stuff, I just kind of leave that for other shows. So to Rodgers' point where he swims in other waters, Rodgers could talk about whatever the hell he wants to talk about as far as alien abductions and probes and politics and this and that and vaccines and God knows what. That's all cool with me as long as he's throwing touchdown pass on Sunday. I don't care. As long as the checks are clear in the bank as a Jets fan, as long as he is delivering on the football field, he can do whatever he wants on his own time, and that pertains to this. Again, I would have preferred him to be there because then it wouldn't be a storyline right now, but it is, and he's not there, but he was there for all of voluntary. So he could have skipped 2 of those days and no one would have cared. And then if he made these 2, it wouldn't even be a story. So it just happens to be, I think Easy said it earlier, his random event that he's going to just so happens to be on mandatory minicamp. And it is what it is. So it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother me that he talks about all the other crazy kinds of stuff. I know that bothers other people. To me, everyone can talk about what they want. This is a free country. You can talk, and that's the beauty of being in the United States of America, that you can talk about whatever the heck you want to talk about, whatever revs your engine. The thing that revs my engine is New York Jets and talking on Boy Green Daily every day. So that's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah, then you got, and then these hot takes from national media, Chris Bizarre saying that he's selfish, and now you got Nick Wright calling him a phony, and you know what I mean, and and now like I think these people just want some clicks. I think that's why they doing this stuff, because when you say something bad about Aaron Rodgers, now people get to click on it. Oh, Nick Wright said something bad about Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? I can't wait to watch this. You know what I mean? And then you got Diana Racina just now put out a tweet dissing Rodgers, saying that he went, he made his choice and he chose somewhere else besides football. You know what I mean? Not shocking, but it is really annoying.
Hey, can I ask you a few questions from the chat, B-Mac?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. All right. There's a few questions in here. So, all right. Darren asks if you forgot to pay the cable bill again, B-Mac. Is that why your TV's off?
Darren, I have my TV on and off as I please. It's my TV. So if I decide to have it off, I have it off. As I have it on, I have it on. So
okay, I respect that. Okay, here's another one. Phil says, "Stop with the Yankees hat on a Jets channel." What is your response to Phil?
The same thing with Phil. My hat. It's a free country. If I have a Yankee hat, I can have a Yankee hat. If I want to have on a Mets hat, I can choose to have on a Mets hat. You know what I mean? freedom of speech, freedom of, like you said, freedom of speech and freedom of what you will. It's the United States.
Yeah, and Darren had a follow-up. He said, B-Mac's calls are unbearable without the television.
Well, Darren, I would love for you to show your face on here.
That's true. There's just a D there. That's it. He is not called into the show, as far as I know. That's a fair follow-up.
Yeah. I would love for you to call in.
Yeah.
Put it out TV on and see how you do. Maybe you can outdo me. You know what I mean? And we'll see. Maybe we can have a competition about who's better talking without TV, me or you.
Yeah, I would put Darren. If Darren called in, I would put him on the camera right now, live with you. We could do a twofer, but yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like a rap battle, and I guarantee I will win by a landslide.
Ooh, okay. The challenge is out.
Because I doubt Darren has has no education when it comes to sports, but that's just me.
I like that. No bars. Okay, there you go. That's all the questions from the chat, which was happening there, but that's okay. What else is on your mind, B-Mac?
Like I said, this Rodgers thing is not it's not surprising, but it's really annoying at the same time.
Yeah, that's a proper way to put it. It's kind of annoying to talk about, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect him being at this practice or not being at this practice is not going to result in the Jets winning or losing against the 49ers. That will have no impact on that. Yes.
And they talk about he's holding out, he's going to be there at training camp, and he's going to be beyond he's starting week 1.
Yeah.
Preseason he might not play. Maybe the last game. I think y'all should not play him in preseason. You know what I mean? But if he feels like he needs to go out there and get a couple of drives in, that's
I'll be kind of curious to that. It's a good question. We had 3 preseason games last year, and he just played in that last Giants game and did a drive or 2 maybe, and that was it. And that was the only experience. So after last season's injury stuff, I'll be kind of curious. Maybe they just ride him in the joint practices, which the Jets will have 3 of this year. They ride him hard in those, and then no preseason. Maybe, yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and then Hassan Reddick thing, real quick. Like I said, I wouldn't worry about that. Robert Saleh said he's spoken to him this past week.
Yes,
and
he did.
And I think that's a no-brainer. He's going to be at training camp, maybe to get something done.
Sure.
I think he's gonna. I didn't trade him for nothing. If
right.
He's
gonna
play. So, and then one thing. Today is the last day of practice.
That's correct. Yep, mandatory minicamp. It was scheduled for 3 days. It's only going to be 2 days now. And yeah, Sal was speaking about 2 hours and change. And this is the last minicamp, and then the players are all going to head out. And then the next thing will be training camp, which is looking July 23rd-ish. So we'll have a month away of no Jets action. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Rodgers missing 2 days. People,
correct.
Calm down, relax. You know what I mean? It's like grass. It's like spilling over milk. It's 2 days. It ain't 4 weeks. It's 2 days. So and then training camp, you be ready to rock the roll.
All right. And B-Mac, before you go, we have a caller who's calling in for a question. It's not Darren, but the caller, Jay Boogie, calling in for a question for B-Mac. Here we go. Jay Boogie, go ahead.
Hey, B-Mac. First off, thank you so much for letting me come on to be able to ask this question for B-Mac. I feel like the chat has been wondering and is very intrigued by this. As an individual that was able to see the first date that he had with Carly, we are all wondering what's going on with the second date with Carly. Is it happening? When's it happening? And what are the next moves that you're going to go ahead and put on, Mr. B-Mac? We are really intrigued and are wondering and be trying to, scratching our heads in regards of it. So if you could please let us know. Thank you so much, B-Mac. I appreciate your insight. Mr. Boy Green, thank you, as always, for putting a platform for us and being able to speak on it. But thank you, B-Mac.
Yeah, and B-Mac, before you answer, also, things must not be going well with Carly. Why do I know that? You haven't invited her over to my house here and to introduce. That hasn't happened. Carly has not made an appearance on the show. So, you should, bring her over to meet the parents. I'm not your dad, but, for Pete's sake, you haven't brought Carly over. What's going on?
Yeah, no. I did. I tried to get a second date with Carly.
Okay.
But it seems like she's uninterested right now. She did say you never know. You know what I mean?
Oh, so that sounds like the door's open. Yeah.
I'm a gentleman. I'm gonna give her time and space, but
Okay.
when she goes on the Jake show and shouts me out and tells me that the second date is on, then it will be on.
Okay.
So, but I'm gonna, I'm not gonna rush and push her. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you, I'll give you this. If you ever want to have a second date here on the show, I will open my doors for you. That's the kind of guy I am.
Hey,
yeah.
I would. Hey, look, if she's watching, I would love it. You know what I mean? We can, maybe like Jake did, you can set us up with a second date. We can chat a little bit, and then our third date, hopefully we can get in person. I'm living in Massachusetts, and she lives in Manhattan, New York, so we're not that far away. You know what I mean? And we both got cars, so I don't know. I would love a second date, but we'll see.
Okay, so it's out there. Shoot your shot. Hey-o. We'll see if Carly receives. All right, I appreciate that. Thanks, B-Mac, for calling in, brother.
I will.
All right, there we go, B-Mac. I love the callers. Let's go to another one. Let's go to Tio here on the program. What's up, Tio?
Another one. Drop it.
That's right.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
So
thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, no, I mean, like, you really put your heart on your sleeve. Your posts in the socials and the Twitterverse and all that kind of stuff. You give us an insight to your family, and fans like me, we love it. We love seeing that. It brings us closer to you and gives us, that, kind of that emotional connection to you, so that when I come on here with the coffee crew and everybody, shout out to the coffee crew out there. It just makes it more of a personalized experience for us. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, most definitely. So just real quick on Aaron Rodgers and this whole, like, who cares about like the price in tea in China and stuff like that. I mean, like, 20 years ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago, Allen Iverson had a very divisive press conference one day and said, we talking about practice, not the game. We talking about practice. Okay. I mean, is this what we're talking about now? I mean, is this how dead this, portion of time that we have, in training camp, that we got to talk about excused and unexcused absences? I mean, seriously, I work for a college. I have to deal with students with excuses and unexcused absences all day, every day. Not freaking pro football. Come on, man. I mean, like, serious. I mean, this is what we're talking about. It really gets me upset. And it gets me upset, the haters in the media. And the biggest one on that mountain is Chris Canty, clickbait Canty, I call him.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that, he has like this personal vendetta against, I don't know why either. I mean, from the ledger, from, my understanding in football history, the Giants, when he was on the Giants, they beat Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers a few times in their playoff runs to championships. So I don't know what the beef is, but it really, really comes across when he's on his radio show that he has a personal vendetta against, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Why he's called him a cancer. He says that, the Jets are a clown show and he's the leader and, he's the ringleader. I mean, like, all these negative comments that Canty has said about it's coming across as very personal. What did he do? Did he take your girl? Did he, like, step on your new Jordans? What the hell did this man do to you that you have to come daily, consistently? Like, he has no filter, no breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like,
an agenda
am I wrong?
Here. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
He blocked me, like I said, when I checked him on a jet point he said that I think was ridiculous. There was no conversation. I tweeted out and said, man, this seems whack, and insta block. And then I'm like, all right, man, if that's how you want to be. I wanted to have a conversation about it and say, hey, just to give you a reality check on this particular point, I said, I think you should think twice about it. And the other thing he did not think twice of is hitting that block button. So, yeah, I have not heard from Canty. I've got a guy, our boy, joins me every once in a while on the show, Ty Butler. He works with Chris Canty at ESPN 98.7. So, yeah, that's the only time I get to talk to Chris Canty is through Ty Butler. So
yeah, I mean, he was local for a while with him and Chris Carton.
Right.
They used to do, Candy and Carton. They used to do a show together, and it was reasonable. It was good. I mean, like, other than this particular take that he has on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, some of his stuff is plausible, but man, he is like the biggest, tallest, freaking 6'7" wine and cheese that I've ever heard on the radio, and he just I mean, like, is he doing it for clicks? Does he have a vendetta against Rodgers? I really like to see him bring Aaron Rodgers onto the show to like chop it up and ask some questions to see like what really is what gives here, because I don't appreciate it. Like, once you become a New York Jet, like I will freaking die for you. I bleed green. I will die for you. I will go out there and I will step in front of a bullet for Aaron Rodgers at this point. He is our quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, like, I don't like this bad negative stuff on the air from him or anyone else about my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
that's really
we
all
should
I
all
got to
have
say,
this
man.
kind of defense of our guy and our guys. It does seem like, at least, and I don't think it's only you, I think it's what I've seen as well, is that he just seems to get a rise out of Jet fans. He gets some sick, twisted pleasure out of it, of twisting it. And that's fine with me, because I just add those guys to the receipt list, and it makes it a lot funnier when I'm like, okay, Chris Canty on June 11th said this, and we get to the season and the Jets start off 5-0 or 6-0 or something. I'm like, Chris Canty, what was that? What was that?
Yeah.
And then that's it. So that would be our satisfaction.
Like I don't know if you're a Game of Thrones fan at all,
Yeah,
but
of course I
Arya,
am. I'm a
she has
massive Game of Thrones guy.
she has the list or whatever. He's definitely going on my list. You know what I mean? Like,
That's the thing I need to start doing, though, is repeating it. Chris Canty.
He's a big dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know I can't beat him. So I know I'll probably be at his knees, like just like his ankles. But
we have a
he's
long
on my
list, and that's what we need to start repeating before bed. Chris Canty, Brady Quinn, and just start going through all the guys that are on the list. It's a long list. It's a long list of guys. Yeah.
No doubt. All right, that's all I had, man. I just wanted, like, I meant what I said. You're a great father. Everything that you show, beautiful family. Love this show. Love everybody in the chat. You guys have a great day. That's what I got. Peace out, bro.
Thank you, Tio, for joining us. And yeah, that's. I'll just be honest. I know there are other content creators, and I've seen the shows where they're not willing to divulge family stuff on air because they say that's my private life and this is my public life in terms of the media stuff. For me, I see it differently. I love sharing that part with you guys, so hopefully we guys can get closer. I straight up, I just kind of lay it out there. I am an open book. From the public stuff, private stuff, all of it, and just lay it out there on the line, and you guys judge it for what it is. You either love it, hate it, or anything in between. So, different strokes, different folks, but I'm glad that you guys are vibing with that stuff. Now, this is unique. This guest I'm about to bring on the show normally is a starting pitcher in the league. I haven't known him as a closer, but here we are. Bobby Midnight joining me on my show after I joined him on his show the other day.
I know. I just woke up. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay, Bobby. Yeah, thanks for having me on your program. I appreciate it.
Come
on
nice anytime you want. And we like to shoot the shit. That's what we do.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, you have a lot of great guests on there, so thank you.
I
was honored to appear.
I went 4 hours straight yesterday.
Oh my God.
The other day I went 5 hours straight. So
wow. That's Jake Assman territory. The longest I've ever gone is probably 2 or 3 hours. It's somewhere in there.
You're busy too. You got the radio show. Remember?
That's true, right? So I guess that stops me and prevents me. Like I've got a radio job to get to after this, so it stops my my streak, I guess, of how long I could go. But Bobby, you're doing God's work, pal.
Are you talking about Chris Canty? I don't like the guy.
Yeah, that's what Tio brought up. He does not like that guy, and I don't really either, to be honest with you.
No, he called him cancer. That's horrible, calling something cancer.
Yeah.
He is the Canty. He could have played football. He wasn't a very good football player either. So he should shut up and just shut the hell up.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
100%.
So you're not worried about Aaron Rodgers not showing up?
No, not at all. Again, would we love him there? Of course we would, but it is what it is.
The other guy? Are you worried about the other guy now?
Reddick, a little bit more so. Again, they've got this 40-day gap of time to talk about a contract or sweetener or whatever. So they've got plenty of time to figure it out. I just don't want this to be a story in a month and a half when we're at training camp and he's still not there. That's where things can get really hairy really quick. So I hope both sides, cooler heads can prevail and they can figure this out.
Yeah. Okay. So you got your radio show to do today, right?
That's well, technically, I'm actually going to be doing stuff with the Syracuse Mets, who are the
Oh,
AAA affiliate of the
Syracuse
New York
Mets.
Mets. Yeah,
Where's
they have a
that?
morning baseball game today, so I'll be running that game.
Well, on radio.
Yep, that's right. Yes, sir.
Where do they play exactly?
Historic NBT Bank Stadium here in Syracuse. They play. Yeah.
What time do they start out? That
First pitch is 11:05. Pregame coverage 10:50.
Why so early though?
They do these education days where they sell out and they have all the kids there. So there's a
Oh,
bunch of
that's
kids.
nice. Isn't
Yeah, so
that?
there's a couple thousand children that are going to be there today.
So
Screaming kids.
is that the Mets farm league?
That's right. That's their AAA team. So it's a
And
New
that-
York Mets, and then right the level under it is the Syracuse Mets.
Who
AAA.
they're playing today?
Lehigh Valley. Syracuse is trying to get into first place. So yeah, they're
good.
yeah. So Syracuse is
So
a really
who are
good baseball team this
Who
year.
they're playing? Who's Lehigh's minor league team?
That's a good question. I got to double
Mm.
check that one. I wish I knew those ones better. Let me see. Lehigh
Mm.
Valley Iron Pigs are the
Iron Pigs.
Yeah, that's their name. Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, that's what I thought. So,
yeah,
okay, yeah, they're the Phillies.
So who's the manager for the Mets? You know?
The Syracuse Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Dick Scott. He's a longtime former major leaguer.
Dick Scott. I know Mike Scott. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I don't know if there's any relation there, but yeah, Dick Scott. He's a good guy.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's good. I hope they win.
Yeah. He's
Hey, you
good
have
guy.
a good time at the stadium, Kate. Me out to the bowl game.
Yes, Bobby. I love it. Yeah,
You
getting the
bring your
baseball
daughter
vibe.
there? You gotta
Say that
bring
one
your
more time?
daughter? You gotta bring your daughter there today?
I will not. I'll be working, but
Oh,
I
okay.
should bring her to a game. Normally I get a little bit more flexibility on weekends, so I should bring her to a
Right.
game. They're at
Mm.
home the next 2 weeks, so I got to look
Yeah,
into that.
she might like that, you know.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, I
she
think you're
doesn't,
right.
you know,
That's a good
she's
idea.
only
I'm
2
actually going
years
to put that
old.
on the list now. I'm going to do that now. So thank you, Bobby. That's a great
She's
idea.
she's only 2. She might like it, might not. My
Yeah.
daughter never liked baseball. I try to bring her out.
Oh, yeah.
We have this thing in Keene, New Hampshire called a swamp bats.
Okay.
And they're like college teams.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then she didn't like it too much. She was
Yeah,
a
that's
young-
all right.
Yeah. she didn't-
You got to try it to see if you like it. So yeah, I'm going to have to
Yeah.
bring her here this week or next week.
And I'll try to be up earlier tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Bobby. Hey, you
But
made
I
the
wanna-
show.
You
Yeah.
were on it yesterday. You weren't talking to that pretty girl. Who was that?
Oh yeah, that is Jory Epstein. She's
Oh,
a
yeah, who's
national
she?
reporter for Yahoo Sports.
Oh yeah, she probably married though. I bet.
That I don't know. I don't know if I can
She's
Google.
very
that.
pretty girl.
Let me
She's
see.
a pretty good girl.
Yeah,
Very
I don't-
looking girl.
Yeah,
You
I
get
don't.
all these good looking girls on the show. How do you
Yeah,
get
of course
that?
I do. Look at me, for God's sakes, Bobby.
I know.
Obviously,
You're a
I'm a
sex magnet.
yeah, I'm a handsome bastard. Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't. She doesn't have a Wikipedia or anything, so I guess I
Oh.
can't really see. Let me
right,
check
that's fine.
Facebook.
Yeah,
I
she's
can
very
see,
smart.
but,
She's a very pretty lady. I saw that yesterday.
okay, yeah. Well, there you go. Yep. So here she
But I
is.
still like Carly though. You know Carly.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. She had a date last night. So I
with
told
who?
her- I don't know. She didn't tell us. But I
Oh.
say he better be nice to her, or else I'll come down to New York and kick his butt.
Yeah, so it does not say on her Facebook page. It
Yeah.
says all the places she worked at. It does not say her relationship status.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
fine,
Sorry
that's
to
fine.
report, Bobby.
No, that's fine. It's
No.
private, probably.
Of course. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I thought she just was a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope you have a great time doing the Mets. Are you on the radio? We could listen to you
Yes.
on the radio.
Yeah, sure you can. Sure.
And it starts at 11:05. Okay, I'll listen to you. Who's your teammate? What are you getting
We've
ready
got
for?
Evan Stockton and Michael Tricarico.
Oh, okay. They good?
Yeah, they're good, and you'll hear
Uh,
me. I'll be doing quick little fun updates and things of that nature. So it'll be
Are
fun.
those your like people who come during the college season?
What do you mean?
Yeah. Are they like you or they're
Oh no, they're not interns. They work
interns,
at
that's
they
the
work
word.
for the baseball team. They call the game.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll listen to you. I want to hear this thing.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks, Bobby. Thanks for
Yeah.
calling in.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right, you too, pal. Thank you. Oh, wow. What an eventful program it was. And thank you to the 500 plus people who were in the room for this near hour and a half version of Boy Green Daily. Appreciate you. I have a little bit more flexibility today on time because, like I said, I'm going to the baseball game instead of the radio show today. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way everyone can contribute. The 600 people that are in the room right now, that is the free way every day you can help grow the show. So please do that. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can join the Boy Green Superfan Club. There's a money sign on the left side of your screen, and it says join. You can join for a small fee every month to help support the show. Also, if you want something out of it, like physically tangible you can grab onto, the Boy Green shop is down below. Shirts, hats, mugs, camping mugs, anything and everything you could possibly imagine is in there. And if there's something that's not in there that you'd like to see in there, you can actually make a suggestion and reply on one of the YouTube community channels or one of these videos down in the comment section of something you'd like to see in there, and I can look into it. But either way, thanks everybody for tuning in. Fun show. I'm looking forward to joining you guys tomorrow. We also have a couple of fun guests joining us this week on Boy Green Daily. Hopefully you guys can check that out. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.